Welcome back into a new episode of the Holton Show and new ECU quarterback, Mitch Griffis. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Let's go,
How exciting is that? And a guy closer to our age.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. This is like, dude, when we walked in, he was like, dude, we camped together at ECU back in the day. I was like, wait, how old are you?
Pretty old.
How's the process been? Like, I know you've barely been in Greenville at all, but how's the process been so far?
It's been good. I love Greenville. I'm familiar with it. My grandparents went here. Obviously camped here. Been on campus a bunch. The process has been crazy. I just got admitted to the school today.
Are you
so I haven't
serious?
been to class yet, but I've been in the facility all day, like in meetings and setting up teamworks, and it's been a wild first few days, but I'm just kind of getting settled in.
So outside of ECU, was there anyone else in the picture, or was it mostly just ECU?
It was ECU and Virginia Tech. I grew up a diehard Virginia Tech fan, being from Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
We won't hold that against you.
And, I visited here. It was my first visit in the portal, and I just had a great gut feeling about it. Like, I loved it here. I thought it'd be a great fit. Great opportunity for my last year just to go cut it loose and throw for a bunch of yards. And, visited Virginia Tech, loved it, but just felt my gut feeling was East Carolina as soon as I visited. So
Is a lot to do with it, like the offense, like it's very similar to Texas Tech. Is that like have a lot to do with it? You feel like you're comfortable in this offense?
Yeah, for sure. Our new offensive coordinator, Coach Davis, is like one of his best friends is Coach Leftwich at Texas Tech.
Way.
I think they were in each other's weddings. So
Holy cow.
They worked together at UIW. So it's kind of being a part of that tree, and like we're sitting in meetings and we're installing stuff. And the hardest part for me is just going to be calling it a new name because the plays are the same. That's gonna be the hardest adjustment. But definitely kind of seeing what they did in North Texas and being super familiar with what they what we did at Texas Tech.
Yeah, dude, they lit it up. They lit up.
Yeah, they threw for a lot of yards. Yeah.
Y'all, it was a fun year at Texas Tech. We've obviously been, like I said, Lindsey Scott's one of my good friends. So, like, how was that this year? Because it's always hard not playing, obviously. Like, you played a little bit, but, like, what was the transition of, like, playing a lot, and then, like, making that decision to kind of go there when they had a solidified guy? Yeah,
I mean, my journey's kind of been nuts. I was at Wake for 4 years.
Yeah.
Got to start some games in the 2022 season, and then was the full-time starter in 23. Yep. And then I took a year off from football, and I worked construction for, like, 6 months.
Holy cow.
Then, during that process, really started to miss football and wanted to get back into it. And kind of put it out there on Twitter that I wanted to come back. And Texas Tech was like, do you want to come be the backup? And I was like, absolutely. Like, it's Texas Tech. Like, why not?
Yeah.
And then got to Texas Tech, fell back in love with the game and had such a blast. And then got to apply for a waiver for the year I missed. And I knew when I got that year back, obviously loved Texas Tech, but kind of when I got that year back, I was okay, I want to go make a run at it for my last year and do something cool. So it's been a wild journey, but that role at Texas Tech was so good for me because, what happened, had a great experience at Wake, loved my time there and learned so much about myself, grew as a man, grew as a football player through the ups and the downs of the journey, as I'm sure, you've been through it. And so kind of being able to go through that, take a step back, be the older guy in the room and just see it from a different perspective and kind of get my feet back wet was so good for me and will help me going forward for sure.
Your last post at Texas Tech said like you needed Texas Tech more than they needed you.
Yeah.
Did you look for a place, and one of the reasons you committed to ECU because you felt like they needed you just as much as you needed them?
Man, I don't think a place ever needs me more than I need them. I don't think I'm that important. I don't think I'm that important, but man, I love Texas Tech. I had such a great time there, and I was in a tough part of my life when they kind of picked me up off my feet and gave me an opportunity. So the opportunity they gave me, I can never repay them. And then just another opportunity here at East Carolina, I really just felt comfortable here, and I felt like there was a lot of similarities with Coach Harrell and Coach McGuire, two awesome dudes, and Coach Leftwich and Coach Davis, two awesome dudes that I love playing for. So it really just felt super similar, and I really couldn't pass an opportunity like that up.
It's local too, dude. That's crazy. Like it ended up that way. You went away and ended up here. What do you got?
How hard was it leaving football, like the physical side of it, and coming back those few months?
Honestly, it was tough, but on a construction, the hardest part is I lost so much weight. Working construction, I lost like 20 pounds.
Jeez.
And I was working, crazy hours, like 10, 12-hour days, and just a wild schedule. Like, some days I was at the site at like 2 a.m., and it was crazy. So I was trying to sneak lifts in here and there and just trying to stay up eating, and I lost I'm like 200 pounds. I was like 178, and I
oh my
decided to come back into it. And I was like, dude. And I went on my visits. I'm like, I'm wearing like 2 coats. I'm like, I'm so light right now, but I got it back pretty quick being back at Texas Tech.
That's the cheat code for you. Just go on the
construction.
Just go on the construction side.
Trying to lose weight.
Oh man,
he doesn't stick to a diet.
Get out of here. When you did step away, like, what was the reasoning for that? Did you just need a break from football, or like, what was the main reason, if you don't mind me asking?
No, not at all. I'm so thankful for that. Like, I wouldn't change my journey at all. I'm so thankful for the ups and the downs and the things I've gone through. Because I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't be the man I am today. Sure. I grew so much more through the negatives than I did the positives.
Yeah.
But one, I was beat up physically from that year. I was super beat up. And, even in, like, May and June, I was like, wake up in the morning, I'm like, dude, I still don't feel. Yeah, I still don't feel right. And it's not like a toughness thing. I was like, dude, I go to run and, like, things are clicking that shouldn't be clicking. Like,
not fun.
I'm not ready to roll. And then just mentally, it took a toll on me.
Yeah.
Didn't go the way I wanted to. Went through a lot that year, more mentally than physically. And I just wasn't sure where I was at. I didn't feel like I was ready to go into another year. I feel like I needed to take a step back because everything just kind of happened so fast. And it was a lot to process. And I knew how hard it was to be successful when you're 100% in. Yeah. And when I just didn't feel that way, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be successful. And I think God just kind of put it on my heart to take a break and take a step away. And I'm so thankful I did. And it was a really good year for me, taking that year off.
So do you think football was completely over?
Yeah. I thought so. I wasn't sure. But those first 2 months, like, I went back home. It's like June, July. And, playing college football, you're never home.
Yeah.
And I'm hanging out with all my boys every day.
This is nice.
I'm like, dude, I'm golfing. Like, this is a blast. I'm having a great time. And then I got a great job and really enjoyed doing that for the first month. And then, about a month in, I'm like, man, the only thing I'm looking forward to is, like, getting a few beers on Saturday with the guys. Like, I feel like I need a little something more in my life, and I kind of started missing it again, and then went out and threw with my dad one day to kind of see if I still had it, and I was like, all right, things still spinning a little bit, so got back into it, and then, but I'm thankful I'm back for sure. I missed it a lot.
It's crazy, like, so I'm in a brand called Built When Broken, kind of like the story of, there's a lot of different meanings of it, but pretty much, like, the brokenness is what, like, builds you up to, like, who you're becoming. That's literally, like, your story.
Yeah, so no question. Like, we started off that year, we were 3-0, and, like, I didn't learn a damn thing. I was like, man, we're pretty damn good. And then I went through so much. We ended up 4-8, turned the ball over a ton and getting, the crap kicked out of me. And that's when I truly, truly grew. And I'm so thankful for that, because now what I go through now, I've been here before, and I know what it's like not to be going through this. Like, if you told me at 10 years old, like, these would be my problems, like, dude, how lucky am I?
Yeah,
like, it's
100%. Crazy. That almost, like, reminds me, too, of, like, our first years at ECU. Like, when we were first year, dude, we were terrible.
Yeah.
We're kind of same age, so you probably knew we were terrible. But then, like, the later years when we won, like, it was so much more, like, pure, because we could look back and be like, it is not always like this. Yeah. Like, the guys who come in, some of the guys you play with, like, were there when we kind of flipped it. And, like, when they got there, we had flipped at that point. I would always tell them, like, guys, it was not always like this. Like, we would go 3-9 for 3 years in a row, and it was brutal. Yeah. So, like, just going through that is just, like, I don't know, you can just cherish it more.
No
you know
question.
What I mean? And
no question.
Good.
Did you enjoy the slow mesh at Wake Forest?
Oh, man. I did. So when I committed to Wake, that wasn't the offense they were running. It was a little different, so I kind of had to learn it when I got there, and it was all new to kind of everybody. And we had a ton of success early on. Ton of success. I mean, we threw for, like, 4,000 yards. Yeah. We were in the ACC championship game, and, teams kind of started playing us a little differently, pressuring us a lot, and it was great, but it got a little hectic back there when you're getting a lot of blitzes.
You're walking all the way up to the line.
End on run plays.
I'm not the tallest guy.
Yeah, so, no wonder your body was hurting. You're like giving a shoulder each play.
Yeah, it was a wild deal, but I did enjoy parts of it. I definitely think I'm fit for the air raid. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm more comfortable in. So. It's kind of a no-brainer.
When you have you had a chance to meet some of the players yet?
Yeah. I'm trying to put names to faces. I've met like when you get in a locker room, I met like 100 guys, and I'll say what's up, introduce myself. Like, we met yesterday. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm meeting so many guys right now, but everybody I've talked to just seems so genuine and excited. And the weight room is packed every single day. So, and they're optional right now, so it's really cool.
That's like the best part about ECU, and honestly, I'm sure Texas Tech was the same way. It's just like it's like a town and like a region who literally just like love ECU football. Like, this whole region is like that east of 95, and like the fans, the players feel that. And like the ones, like, yes, there's players who transfer, and there always is in today's world, but like the ones who like understand it and stayed, like Brock Spalding. You guys are kind of from the same area. Are guys who are like going to be remembered here forever. So it's like really exciting. Speaking of Brock Spalding, Tyler Savage. I'm assuming Tyler Savage texted me about you. He said to ask you who was a better basketball player, you or him.
He'll tell everybody he's a good basketball player. I mean, he could dunk. He's a good athlete, play good defense. But we played AU together, I think 7th and 8th grade, and we were from like 30 minutes from each other.
Okay.
Probably not even that far, probably 15, 20 minutes. We played against each other in high school football. He was a beast. I mean, y'all saw him. Like, he was a freak. He's always been that way. I think in a one-on-one setting, he'll probably get me, but team setting, I'll get loose a little bit.
All right.
I'll get loose a little bit.
Pull a three? Or?
Absolutely. Corner, come on. Hustle, rebounds, 3 ball. That's all I got.
Just bang it down low.
Whoa. Go ahead. I don't know what to say after you just said that comment there.
You mentioned your grandparents, so they went to ECU?
Yeah, they went to East Carolina. They met here and got married, I think, right after graduation.
That's pretty
sick.
That's crazy.
It's crazy how everything comes back around.
Full circle. So will your family be at most of the home games?
Yeah, for sure. That was another reason that I loved being here. Was it's only 4.5 hours from home, so Texas Tech was so far.
Yeah.
It's a hike. So my parents got to come to a few games. Grandparents came to one. But being here, my parents will come to almost every game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So what was the college football playoff like? You got to play in bowl games. You were on the ACC championship team, right?
Yeah.
So what was that like compared to all of that you've been through already?
So the ACC championship game was the coolest game I've ever played in. I mean,
Really?
we run out at Panther Stadium, and it's like, this is for everything that we've worked for. And then we played in the Big 12 championship game, and that was in Cowboy Stadium. And that was the most... I mean, it was unreal. That stadium is crazy.
Dude, that stadium, the freaking Jumbotron is like 100 yards long.
The game's happening right in front of me, and I'm just like this. It's insane. And, so we get there. That was the coolest day of my life. We get there, and, BYU Mormons, they don't drink, right? Yeah. So we get there pregame. It's like 15,000 BYU fans, and we're like, damn, man, they might have a big crowd today. We get there at kickoff. 85,000 Tech fans. They were still just drinking in the parking lot. And it was so loud. Like, we scored our first touchdown, and I could not hear. Dang. And it was such a cool experience. And the playoffs were great. Well, obviously, we didn't win that game, but it was a cool environment being at, you're playing in Oregon, a great team, and everybody was good at that point in the year. And it was just so cool, be able to do football at that point of the year, in December, and just grinding with the guys. We had a winter camp, and it was awesome. We were so bought in, and it was a really cool experience.
Yeah, y'all had some studs, dude. We played at BYU, or I played at BYU.
Yeah, I was done that year, yeah.
And it was kind of the same way. We pulled, because ECU's totally opposite from BYU. It's I was going to say probably the same thing. So we pulled up, and they're giving you gifts and stuff. They're like, good luck at the game. Here's some cookies and stuff. And our coach, Coach Houston at the time, he was like, they're going to try to persuade you, don't take it. Yeah. And guys are in the locker room. They're like, dude, these cookies are amazing before the game.
They're genuinely so kind.
Yeah.
But they know how to cheer, man.
Dude,
it's loud.
Yeah, that was the loudest environment I ever played in was BYU.
Fun fact about these three guys, never lost to BYU. I played BYU my freshman year.
You played,
Yeah, you beat them twice?
Let's go.
Yeah,
there you go. BYU can't face these guys.
When your visit, you said it was super quick turnaround. How was the visit? What is a visit like in today's transfer portal world?
Yeah, I think it's different for everybody. I'm older. I'm not doing photo shoots, and they're doing apartment tours. I'm like, Coach, I want to talk football.
Yeah.
I want to talk what does camp look like? What does spring ball look like?
Yeah, for sure.
All that, just logistics.
So you can tell he's a vet, Gage. He's I don't want to talk all that.
Yeah, let's just sit down and watch some tape and figure that out. And it was great though. I got to spend time with Coach Harrell a little bit and Coach Davis a bunch. And I think I was here for probably 30 hours.
That's nuts.
It was so quick, but I had, it was crazy. We played in the bowl game in the playoffs the first noon kick. We get back to Lubbock at 9. Everybody's upset, so we all go hang out, just chill at a bonfire. And my agent calls me and he's like, hey, I think you're going to have some opportunities. And, I hadn't really thought of anything. I'm focused on the playoffs. I didn't really think about what's going to come next. And then I was like, okay. And then, Coach Davis reaches out. I'd been in the portal. Coach Davis reaches out. And so I pack up my entire house on the 2nd, drive from Lubbock to Virginia.
Oh, how long was that?
24 hours. So I leave that night. I get to Virginia on the 4th at night, fly to Greenville on the 5th and the 6th. Then I was home for 12 hours and went to Virginia Tech. And then I think I committed on the 10th, and now I was here the 11th. So I've been just absolutely roll. I ran and lifted for the first time yesterday, and like, man, I was gassed. Like, I have not moved in like 10 days. I've been in the car with the plane, so finally glad to get settled. Yeah.
When you like, obviously Virginia Tech's a good program. They got a good coach now too. What made you choose ECU over them?
I think one, the opportunity. You know, they have. It's a crowded room, and I'm not afraid to compete with anybody. But they brought in. You know, it was a 3-way go to be the guy, and I'm not afraid to compete at all. You know, it's my last year. I want to go to the NFL. Yeah, you know, I kind of, you got to play to go to the NFL. And not that I don't have to compete here, and it's a great room here, and I think the offense is too. Yeah. You know, I'm so familiar with this offense. This is what I'm comfortable in, and you know, Virginia Tech was a little bit more pro style, and I know that'll translate to the next level, but
just play. Air raid is much better.
Yeah, let's just play ball. And it was so weird. Like, I was talking to my parents because Tech was my dream school.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like I have to go to Virginia Tech. Like, I feel like 10-year-old me would punch me in the face for not going. And my parents were like, just because 10-year-old you wants to go there doesn't mean 24-year-old you wants to go there.
That's
and
great
I'm
response.
That's very true. So my gut was telling me East Carolina, and I'm very happy that I came here.
Have they said, because like the numbers show like they have to bring in more quarterbacks. Yeah. Like, I don't even know if there may be a couple in the room. There is a couple in the room now. I didn't mean to disrespect those guys.
Left,
but have they said like what the plan is at all?
I think they're bringing in another guy.
Yeah.
I met one other quarterback. I don't even know who plays. Like, we haven't had like a position yet. Like, I'm just meeting guys' names, and I'm like, what position do you play? I'm like, okay. Yeah. Like, it's been such a helter. We have a official team meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I think we like introduce everybody, so I'll get a little bit more.
Cole Hodge is here.
Yeah. I've met Cole.
Cole's
He's a great guy. He's a really good dude.
And his brother. They're actually fans of the podcast. We need to get him on. I told Cole Waller to get him on.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
So he's really talented. He'd be a good guy to like. For him to learn under you too, but I was just curious, like if they mentioned anything, because like the numbers show, like you have to
have to.
Quarterbacks. Yeah, I do think like it is like I even talking to Lindsay some about your playing style and stuff. And then I remember you played at Wake too, like the playing style. Like, dude, what quarterback doesn't want to play in the air raid?
Yeah.
Like looking back, I'm like, we kind of ran an air raid, but not like y'all are now. And it's like, bro, that would have been sick.
Yeah.
I just want to throw it stand back. I was trying to get him to run the air raid this year a little bit more when we couldn't run the ball earlier in the year. But the run game did come around.
It did.
It finally did.
What do you got?
Do you like supporting Pirates? I know I love supporting Pirates, and that's why me and Holton always wear our Anson belts.
I love Anson belt. Go to AnsonBelt.com. Look, once you buy an Anson belt, you're really not going to want to wear another belt ever in your lifetime. One lifetime guarantee. Shout out Anson Belt, AnsonBelt.com. Also, why would you not want to? Is supporting a Pirate. There's Pirate logos. There's mix and match. We went to Vegas. I actually forgot my belt. Bad packing. Actually, my wife packed for me. She forgot a belt. You know who was wearing one?
Jack
Powers. Had multiple Anson belt with him. I was perfect. It was great. AnsonBelt.com. Appreciate you guys for supporting the pod.
So coming in the transfer portal, how much have you seen like the receivers and running backs, and how much have you paid attention to the other guys coming in with you so far? I know you haven't maybe met them yet, but I'm just curious. Like, there's a lot of good running backs coming in from North Texas. Like Michael Allen, Greenville guy. We're excited about him. Yep. Just curious how much you've kind of looked into the guys going around you.
Yeah, I actually played against Michael when he was at State.
Oh yeah.
So he was a good player at State.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's a really good player.
Yeah.
He actually told me he went to the elementary school right across the street from the stadium.
Yeah,
which is nuts.
Dude, so when I was training for the UFL, he left UNLV to save a year.
Yeah.
And we trained every day together. I tried to get him here when he was a high schooler. I tried to tell him not to go to State. He had a good year at State, but yeah, so I know Michael Arroyo. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
He's a great dude.
I'm going to have to harass him with that. All these Greenville guys that don't go to ECU, they want to go to State, they want to go to Carolina. We'll have to harass him on that one.
But, so I met a bunch of the receivers, and obviously know like some good guys coming back that stayed.
Yeah.
So it's a great room. It's a really talented room. So I'm excited to kind of start throwing with them. I just got some footballs today. I got cleared today physically, which is so dumb. I played in the game like 10 days ago.
Yeah,
it's like, bro, I can't go throw. Like, so
that's nice. Wait, were you guys for Adidas at?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was about to ask like
ball.
different balls.
Well, we use GSTs.
Oh,
yeah.
I wish we used GSTs.
I love GSTs.
You can rip those.
I
things.
love GSTs.
Yeah.
Have you thrown an Adidas ball?
I threw a dime today.
What did you like it?
Fans probably think he's talking about like he threw a dime.
No, it's the Adidas. It's called.
I threw one dime today.
I threw one dime today. Everything else was terrible. No, it's Adidas dime is the name of the football.
Yeah.
You know,
you can have an opinion on it because
I'm a
GST. Terrible.
I'm a
GST
guy.
Yeah.
I don't like people don't realize I don't play quarterbacks. Like the football, like it matters.
Yeah.
But like again, I've never had an issue with a football during a game.
Yeah.
Like
I
during
agree.
practice, I'm like, man, these footballs suck. But then like out there in the game, I'm like, okay, well that guy's trying to kill me. That Badger safety's doing that. Like I'm last thing I'm worried about what the football feels like. Kind of don't have time to think about that.
One football that I'm jealous people get to throw? Those old Nike Vapors.
Those things. I like
like
them when
how
I
are
would
you
go to
gonna toss
camps,
those?
but I didn't like them when I got older. Like
I don't
when
like
college,
the
I didn't like
the
them.
plastic laces rip. Like as soon as it gets broken in, they're ripped
That's
laces.
true.
But like I remember going to camps and I was like, like I went to Carolina camp and I was like, this ball is insane.
How do you guys get to throw these?
GSTs are like NFL balls though. Like they're just like fat and just and you can just spin it,
They
dude.
spin.
They're great.
I love the GST.
Coach Harrell, like how involved was he? Because he's a great dude. Like he's very loved around here. He's a defensive guy. Like how involved he was like in the recruiting process.
I mean, so my initial conversations were with Coach Davis.
Yeah.
And when I got to campus, talked to Coach Harrell a ton, and he said he trusted Coach Davis and trusted his evaluation of me as a player, but he kind of wanted to evaluate me as a person, which totally understand. And I feel like we hit it off right away. I mean, he's a great guy. Like the thing I always look for in a head coach that I want to play for or coach with is a guy that just is a normal dude.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in college football forget, like, they get to the coaching world and they're like, man, I have to do this, that, and the other. Like, dude, just be yourself.
Yeah.
I think he's always himself, which I really appreciate.
He does.
And
he's,
I think
he's a great dude.
I think that's such an underrated quality of a great head coach.
100%.
That's our 12,000th endorsement for Coach Harrell.
Yeah, everyone literally says the same thing.
He's
So he was
awesome.
the defense coordinator when he was defense
when
coordinator when
I
he
was
played
there
too. And we really, really liked him. And like, dude, so we had like an older OC. And I loved our OC. Like he was great, but he was like an older guy. So like we'd be watching film the night before games. In the defense, like defense, offense break up.
Yeah.
It's like we're beside each other, but like in different conference rooms. And the defense it'd sound like a club in there. They'd be like, boom, boom, boom. And we're like there's guys falling asleep. Yeah, they had a fog machine. And we're like, dude, Coach Harrell's going to be a sick head coach one day. And it just worked out that he's here now.
That's
So
awesome.
when you look forward to next year, like let's say next year this time, like what do you hope to accomplish personally and as a team looking back?
As a team, I want to win the American. I want to go to the playoffs and just see what happens when we get there. Anything can happen when we get in.
We have the same goals. So.
And then personally, I just want to look back in a year from now and have no regrets. Like I did everything I could to be successful, did everything I could to be a great leader, a great teammate, just a great guy for the building, and just work as hard as I can to go let it rip and hopefully throw for like 5,000 yards.
Let's go.
Hey, break
Lindsey
this
Scott.
guy's records.
What is your?
I honestly, I don't know. I
know.
genuinely do not
Oh.
know. No, I actually don't. I have no clue what they are. I'm going to text him later, bro. Appreciate you joining, dude.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate you guys. That was awesome.
Ooh.